What's up, students? Hey, welcome to the Gathering Live Week 4. Tim, does it seem like it's been 4 weeks?
It seems like it's been 4 years.
That was my point, exactly. Yeah. So, hey, we're excited you guys are here tonight joining us on YouTube, not on Facebook. RIP Facebook. It's all over. So
it's the new Zynga.
1 week, and it's the new
MySpace.
Yeah.
Sorry, Facebook.
Yeah, it went the way of MySpace.
That's all right.
But we're excited you are here on YouTube with us tonight. We got some fun things planned for you. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. We're just going to sit around and wing it, and hopefully it comes out. Yeah,
That's fine.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple things as we get started. You're going to know most of these. If you're not involved in our text messages yet, I don't know what you're doing. I still don't know what you're waiting on. But you're going to want to text SC Gathering to 97,000. That's going to get you all Vanna White it for you. That's going to get you all the info. When we go live, like some of you that are a part of this, just got a text message that said, hey, guess what?
We're
it's
live.
Wednesday. It's 6:30. We're live. Here we are. The other thing is, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, once again, you guys have nothing to do. So just take 30 seconds, go to YouTube, do what, Tim?
Smash the subscribe button.
And ring the bell. Like you used, like an old episode of Saved by the Bell. Did you watch Saved by the Bell growing up?
I did.
I don't know what we're talking about. Let's play a game. I feel like
Man, we're old.
We're 2 minutes in, we're already off the rails. So we're going to play a game, and this game is let's just call it distancing trivia. So actually the first question is not on the screen. The first question is, how far are Tim and I apart? So I've got my tape measure here. This is Craftsman. It has been certified that it is accurate. I don't know if they did any other testing with it. It was certified by tester number 73.
Good guy, number 73.
Number 73. So how far are Tim and I is going to break? There, on the shoulder.
I'm scared.
You have to go to the nose.
Oh, how far? I have to go to the nose?
That's what I'm being told.
Baby.
To the tip of the nose.
Hey,
Let's see
come
if
on.
it's
Actually, stick your...
This is the money maker right here, so don't mess it up.
All right, so how far is this, students?
What is it?
Too far.
We're not going to tell them yet. They got to guess.
Too far.
The one that guesses wins the first round, the one that's closest, without going over, under, around. I don't know. Just whatever. Just get it in. Whatever's closest, we might give you a point. I don't know. It's all up to Keely. And she looks angry tonight, so she,
That's mean.
Yeah, okay.
She's getting ready for Chicken Clash, so she's prepping.
Fired up.
Game face.
She's got game face on.
Game face.
She's ready. Guys, we need to bounce back. Don't worry, guys. I brought a ringer in for us tonight. Don't you worry.
Yikes.
I'm working on bringing us back. So for our own gender. So send it in. The answer, actually, Tim. This is why we don't have to wear the suits anymore.
Yeah.
See, Dr. Redfield, no emails from him this week.
We're not supposed to talk about him.
We're not?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Dr. Redfield, thanks for being here with us.
We've scared way too many people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sorry,
Tim
everyone.
and I are 7 feet 10 inches apart.
Shaquille, we're one Yao
Shaq
Ming away from each
Could
other.
lay, yeah.
Yao Ming.
Shaq could lay between us, but not Yao Ming.
We're a solid Yao Ming's.
Is Yao Ming still with us?
He is.
Okay.
Like with us right now?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he's here,
Check
but like
behind
in
you.
this world.
Yeah.
Or is he?
No.
No. Okay. I don't know. I'm asking. I have no idea.
I don't know. You're scaring me though.
I think he's still.
I'm pretty sure he's
yeah,
here.
he's
All
alive.
right. Somebody text in. I could ask Siri if I really wanted to, but we're gonna assume he's here. So
Okay.
God bless him. We
Yeah.
wish he was here with us.
We love Yao.
We love you, Yao.
And moving on.
Okay, all right, back to the game. So we're gonna have 8 questions, distancing questions about how far things are from one another. Again, send your answers into Keeley. If you get the most answers correct, the quickest, you win.
Winner.
Money to Chipotle. Braden already used his that I sent him this morning. Apparently,
Quick with it. Quick with
Braden,
it.
send us in your rest what you ordered. I'm just curious. Okay, first question. What is the total distance from Orlando, Florida to Anaheim, California? Orlando, Florida. So if you wanted to go from Disney World to Disneyland, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what this is from like Disney World to Disneyland Paris. I don't know what that has anything to do with what we're talking about. 2,761 miles, 2,493 miles, 2,107 miles. Why am I saying that weird? none of the above. So what's the answer? 2,493
That's what I thought.
miles. I can't.
That's exactly what I thought.
I can't. That was my guess. I didn't.
I actually knew that
don't know what
before.
I'm doing. I don't know where I am. I didn't have coffee today. That's the problem.
Was that it?
Yeah.
You want some Red Bull?
Or I'm just.
Blame the
Or I'm just
coffee.
out of my mind. All right, that's one down. Next one. What is the distance from the Earth to the Sun?
Ooh.
149
Kilometers. What are we in Canada?
That's not. Is that kilometers?
Kil-
Hang on.
kilo-
Let's find out. Hey Siri. What is the distance measurement KMS?
Okay, I found this on the web.
She doesn't know.
Siri has no interest.
Siri
All right.
has. She's an American. She doesn't use metric. But 149. You know who will know? Where is Connor Ackerman? I guarantee you, Connor Ackerman. Connor,
He's
send it in, and we'll get you something special. Gathering
He's
T-shirt, water
screaming at the
bottle.
computer right
yeah, he's like, you guys are dumb. We know.
We are.
Yeah, 149 million KMS.
KMS.
What?
Kims.
384,400 Kims, 698 million Kims, or none of the above.
Kims.
Distance.
How many
from the
Kims are we
Earth
talking about?
To the sun. None of the above.
Caitlin, what we got? 149 million Kims. Okay.
Sounds about right.
That was my guess. I don't know. Get out your meter stick and measure. All right, next one. Number 3. In their
Oh.
hit song,
We're back to American American standards
1988,
here.
all the adults are screaming at their computers currently, called I'm Gonna Be, what distance do the Proclaimers say they would walk? And I would walk miles, and I would walk more.
Da-da-da. Thank you.
All right, I believe it's 500 miles, I believe is the correct answer.
That is, yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm going with 500. If it's not, this game is flawed. What is the answer? Is Caitlin still back there?
500
Caitlin is still back there.
miles.
Okay. 500. Next one,
Still
number
the
4.
lyrics.
Yonge Street.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's how they spell long in Canadian.
Gotcha.
It's not long. It's not. It's Yonge in like A. You know.
Okay.
Anyway, don't you know? Yonge Street in Toronto, Canada, is the longest street in the world. What is its total distance? 1,158 miles, 1,168 miles, 1,178 miles, or just
Man.
none of the above.
That's tough. That's within.
I think it's 1,172
increments?
miles. That's my guess. All right, what's our answer? 1,100. I was close.
78
I
miles
didn't go
from
over.
one
That's
street.
the good news. I didn't go over one street.
So when you say you're just down the street,
So yeah, so like your buddies live, and you're like, just make
When
one
you-
left turn and keep
when you're going
driving.
to see your-
You can't miss it.
going to
You
see your
can't-
buds to
you
watch
can't miss it.
some hockey, and
Hey?
you're just down the
on
street.
Yonge Street. You're not fooling us, Canada. It's Long Street. We know.
We know.
Okay. Next one, number 5. True or false? Miami, Florida is closer to Brazil than it is to Washington State.
True.
Washington. That's where the Huskies are, and the Cougars, and the universities.
Oh.
Yeah. just welcome to facts.
But we don't know what
facts
KMS
with
means.
Matt. I have no idea. I'm guessing true. This seems like one of those like, hey,
Closer
is
to
true.
Brazil?
yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
Brazil. You just got to go around Cuba.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, get on your raft, just go around Cuba, and eventually you get there. Just keep
All
going
right.
south. True or false? What we got? True. I knew it.
True.
Knew it.
Nice.
So there you go. You can either get in a boat and go to Brazil, or you can get in a car and drive to Washington State. Whatever. Keely, what is happening over there? Keely, she just
I'm
spit
just getting
liquid
a
out of her
lot of
nose.
voices in my ear right
Of
now,
course
and
you
I
are.
can't contain it.
Yeah, I can't imagine between
There's a
Jake,
lot going on.
Sweeten, Micah, and Caitlin, you're not getting all sorts of comments
Week,
about how
week
stupid
four is
you
when
are.
it's
No.
week
You guys
four
are
is when
doing
it's
great.
really ramping up here.
Question 5. Who holds the world record for long jump with a total distance of 8.95 meters? Carl Lewis?
Carl Lewis. That's an Office reference. Sorry.
Okay. None of our students watch The Office. We discovered
Brett
that. a
Bashir
couple
knows what
weeks-
I'm talking
Brett
about.
Bashir knows. I know. But
Shout out Brett Bashirs.
Mike Powell,
Mm-hmm.
Tajay Gale, guessing. Mitchell Watt. No relation to JJ.
I'm
I
going
don't
with.
think.
I'm going with Carl.
I'm going with Mike Powell.
'Cause that's the only name I know.
Mike, I don't know who Mike Powell is, but I'm going with Mike Powell. What's the answer? Mike
Oh,
Powell.
wow.
That was what's funny is I actually saw the answer earlier, so I'm
Dang.
not as smart as I might
What a
appear.
cheat.
So
I
you're
know I know
cheating.
you think I'm really smart, but I'm not. I know. Shocking. Number 6. In 1994, the movie Forrest Gump, one of my all-time favorites. Forrest goes on a run that lasts for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours. What is the estimated distance that Forrest ran? Did Fo-
Too much.
Too
Too much.
I don't run unless somebody's chasing me. That's my general rule. If you're chasing me,
Yeah.
I
If
might
you're
run.
running, we're running
Depending
too.
on how big you are. Like if
On a
like,
good day.
you're like Keely size, I'm not running. It's not worth it. Like if you're like Micah, I'm running.
That might be your last mistake.
It
though.
might could be. It could
Keely's
be. She
scrappy.
does have her game face on. 19,024 miles. Micah's taking off his headset. Oh God. 21,852 miles. 24,701 miles, or none of the above. I don't know.
None of the above seems like
I'm going Bravo.
a lot of work for nothing.
I'm going Bravo.
Let's go with C.
Okay. What's the answer?
Wow.
We were
All right,
both.
we
Well,
overestimated Forrest.
Obviously, he's not
He
that
ran,
impressive.
Forrest ran, but not that
19,000
far.
miles, Forrest? Come on, you couldn't do any better than that? Give me a break. Anybody can run 19,024 miles, especially when you're in a movie.
I
Like,
guess.
Yeah, just green screen it.
Tom Hanks.
Just pretend for like 30 seconds you're running. They'll keep changing the background. It looks like you've gone a long way.
Yeah.
We should do that here. Just like
Week 5.
running through Lee Summit. Just Tim and Matt run through Lee Summit. All right, number 7. In 2013, Asherita Furman set the record for riding a what underwater for a total distance of 1. I hope she had oxygen.
Yeah.
I feel like she.
That would make sense.
Yeah, she set a world record for drowning after
Yeah.
running this far. A unicycle, a submersible, scooter, a tricycle, or a snowmobile.
Well, snowmobile makes 0 cents.
0 cents, yeah. I'm gonna go
Uh,
unicycle. That seems like you could be quick.
If you
I don't
can
know, I
ride
think
a
it's a scooter.
unicycle.
Scooter, you gotta like
Yeah.
like get on the floor. Nah, no.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what do we got? Unicycle.
Oh man.
Buckets. And number 8, our final question. Or is that our final question? Is that our final question? I can't count.
Who's producing this show?
Not me. That's for darn sure. Not me. Well, hey, thanks for playing along. As usual, we will announce the winner at the end of the show. I'm going to send Tim away, and we have a special guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Eggers just walked in, so I'm going to invite Jason up. You may not know who Jason is, but Jason is actually one of the owners of Long Bell Pizza, who is a huge, dude, that smells ridiculous. There's a microphone for you right over there. Always hand it to the host. No, don't give it to him. Don't. I'm the one paying you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Jason brought a little
my.
pizza along.
Oh,
That is the
my.
smokehouse, right?
Close up.
So it's got, I looked earlier, bacon,
Are those green onions? Yep.
My stomach literally just growled. I'm not going to lie. Yes. My man. My man. Yeah, grab the mic. You're fine. We're picking you up.
Are we good there? Good?
Bro, Micah, get the close in on this. Look at that. Students, you're lucky that I'm relenting right now. So, but Jason every week provides the awesome.
Do it. Put a
all right.
piece- Get at it.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. Oh yeah.
How fast?
Oh, eat a whole piece. That's
It's hot. It
ridiculous.
just came out. Good luck.
Fresh out the oven.
Highly recommended. But Jason provides pizza for us. There goes some red onion.
You all right? You all right there?
Jason provides pizza for us every week. He's at Long Bell right down the road, and I wanted him to come because he has been such an awesome partner with us, making pizza for you guys every single week. And obviously, with all the stuff that's going on, small businesses, it's a little bit difficult. So adults, if you're watching, students, if you're watching, man, the pizza is awesome. You guys get it every week. They've got so much more than just pizza, though. So Jason, talk to us a little bit about what maybe they can grab and how they get a hold of you, and share your. Are you still doing the delivery thing with music?
Yeah, so I still got the delivery going. We hadn't done delivery yet, so it's kind of a new thing venturing in for us. Just trying to stay afloat.
Sure.
So, trying to get the delivery going, and it works pretty well, but, I was trying to keep myself excited and everybody else. So, we put a thing on the online menu where if you go online and order, you can pick which song you want me to play. And when I pull up, I will play that song blasting as loud as I can.
So what's like your least favorite song? Like what's your
man.
just genre? So our students know that when they order from you and you're having to go to their house, this is dangerous
know.
territory.
I don't know. I like a lot of everything.
So like Taylor Swift, would that be obnoxious to you?
Probably a little bit.
Okay.
But, I don't know. Some of it's
So
fine.
find some obscure, some smooth jazz. I don't know, but Jason actually shows up at your house and blasts whatever your favorite song is while delivering your pizza.
favorite, or it could be your neighbor's least favorite song.
Ooh.
It's whatever you want to do.
We don't want to tick off the neighbors, though. Do
Well, it depends on if you like your neighbor. or not, I
that's
guess.
a fair point.
Some people
So,
do.
Jason, how do the students get in hold of you? How do they order from you?
You can call us, 816-599-2234. The absolute best way, because I only got one phone line, it gets tied up real fast, is order online, www.eatbeerdrinkpizza.com.
Awesome.
Hit the online ordering tab. You can order on there. The menu is a little bit limited right now. We cut it down a little bit
Sure.
just with everything going on, so I could do a little bit lower on staff and product and, just keep everything fresh without having a bunch of stuff sitting around. So we're a little bit limited. We're not doing the sandwiches and tacos and stuff right now, burgers, but we got the wings, pizza, all the appetizers, salads, and the desserts and everything like that still.
So, guys, here's the honest truth. He's struggling a little bit. So if we can jump in as a church family and get some great food from them at Long Bell, I'm telling you, the pizza's ridiculous. I'm not going to share. And take care of a great friend of ours that has done a lot for us here at the Summit. You guys might remember the Father's Day thing. He helped put the sauce together for the ribs that we did. They have been such an awesome partner for us, so we'd love to find a way to help them. So order up, get online, jump on their website, order some pizza, order some wings, order some appetizers, have a great family meal together. But I'm gonna let you guys virtually clap for Jason. Jason, thanks for being here, man. I know you got deliveries to do, man.
Yeah, yep.
It's good news.
Got to run.
So
appreciate you having me. Thank
yeah,
you very
buddy,
much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for the support. Appreciate it.
You got it. Hey, we're going to kick it over to Tim for some worship. We're glad you guys are here tonight. Let's send it over to Tim as he leads us tonight.
Wherever you are, let's sing it out. I'm not gonna wait for the walls to fall, 'cause I know a name that will bring them down. I've got a praise waking within my soul, and I'm not ashamed to declare it now. Light of the world, trampled in darkness, and nothing can stop it. You are the God of the promise. Every word will be accomplished, and nothing can stop it. You are the God of the promise. Prepare the way, the King of glory comes. Before his name, every fear must bow. Throw off your chains, Jesus destroy them all. Oh, from the grave, he is with us now. Light of the world, trampled in darkness, nothing can stop it. You are the God of the promise. Every word will be accomplished, and nothing can stop it. You are the God of the promise. Oh. And the gates of hell will never stand a chance. Your name prevails, Jesus the great I am. No word will fail, no weapon formed against your name prevails, Jesus the great I am. The gates of hell will never stand a chance. Your name prevails, Jesus the great I am. No word will fail, no weapon formed against your name prevails, Jesus the great I am. Light of the world, trampled in darkness, and nothing can stop it. You are the God of the promise. Every word will be accomplished, and nothing can stop it. You are the God of the promise. So hey, what we want to do is, in this time where things are continually, we're unsure of what's happening. I think it's valuable now more than ever to be able to lean into that and to just call things what it is. There are times when we feel down, we feel scared. But that also means it's more important in these times to cry out to God in a way that is vulnerable, but is also trusting of His power and who He is. And so I want to teach you a new song tonight, one that I've been listening to a lot and one that's really resonated with me. It's called Breakthrough, and it just speaks to the situation I think we find ourselves in right now, which is this idea of feeling down, of feeling defeated, and feeling unsure and scared, and all of those things that we're kind of all corporately feeling. But then it says this: it says, "Your power, your presence breaks strongholds, King of heaven. When you speak, mountains move. I believe there'll be breakthrough." And so we're going to declare that out. I invite you, wherever you are, to maybe close your eyes, maybe allow this to kind of wash over you in the situation. And maybe you want to sing this out to believe this. Maybe you want to speak this out to believe it. Or maybe you just want to listen and let those words resonate in your heart. But let's challenge ourselves to dig into the uncomfortable, to dig in and be vulnerable, and allow God to speak to us through this time. Crashing over every day. God of mercy, please come rescue me. I am longing for your voice, gentle whisper in the noise. Father, tell me everything's alright. Your power, your presence break strongholds, King of heaven. When you speak, mountains move. I believe there will be breakthrough. You alone can take my scars and piece by piece restore my heart. Take what's broken, make it whole again. And it's by your power, your presence break strongholds, King of heaven. When you speak, mountains move. I believe there will be breakthrough. There will be breakthrough. Shake the mountains, break the walls of our, open the heavens. Almighty God, you are overcomer, defender of my heart. And by your power, the oceans open wide. Your fire falls down, heaven and earth collide. King Jesus, forever by my side. And it's who you are. Shake the mountains, break the walls apart, open the heavens. Almighty God, you are overcomer, defender of my heart. And it's who you are. And by your power, the oceans open wide, and fire falls down, heaven and earth collide. King Jesus, forever by my side. Your power, your presence breaks strongholds, King of heaven. When you speak, mountains move. I believe there will be breakthrough in your power, your presence breaks strongholds, King of heaven. When you speak, mountains they move. I believe there will be breakthrough. Oh, there will be breakthrough. And shake the mountains, break the walls apart, open the heavens. Almighty God, you are overcomer, defender of my heart. It's who you are. By your power, the oceans open wide. Your fire falls down, heaven and earth collide. King Jesus, forever by my side. Jesus is as we come into a time where we're ready to open your word. God, allow us to embrace the frustration. Allow us to embrace the awkward. Allow us to embrace the challenge. Because when we keep pushing it in the corner and keep ignoring it, and God, it makes it really challenging for you to deal with it. God, I believe tonight what you want us to hear is that you're ready to deal with those things. Whether it's anxiety, whether it's anxiousness, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration, whether it's this feeling of uncertainty, God. God, we just want to know, that you're there. And so, God, allow us to be able to wrestle with these fears and all the things we're going through. And allow us to be able to declare out that we know that you've got it. We know that you can break through. We know that we can look at your past promises and your past victories and say, we know you can do this. So here it is. Here's everything I'm dealing with, God, and I'm ready to deal with it. I'm ready to see you to move and God work in my life. So, God, we pray tonight that would be our mindset. That would be our heart's desire. Praise in Jesus' name, amen.
Thanks, Tim. Hey, I went backstage because I had some red onion from that pizza stuck in my throat. So I asked if there was a drink, and Chris said, yeah, there's this grapefruit sparkling beverage water. Now, as much as I would recommend Jason, I would equally not recommend whatever garbage is in this can. I don't know who drinks this stuff, to be honest with you, but it tastes like death in a can. So I'm just going to be honest with you. Hy-Vee grapefruit sparkling water, do better, because that's terrible. But, sometimes, it's not a choice, it's a lack of options, and so that's what I went with. So anyway, moving along. Hey, tonight, I want to ask a question as we start off together, our little time to open God's Word together. When was there a time that you had something planned and it completely fell apart? And you might look at me and go, well, Matt, right now, everything in my world that I had planned has completely fallen apart. I'm in school online. I can't see my friends. My sports are canceled. My band concerts are canceled. Everything in my life is canceled, and I'm stuck at home with my siblings and my parents. Everything is going not as I planned. And I'm not talking about that specifically. I'm not talking about when things fall apart and they get worse. I'm talking about, have you ever had a time when you had something planned and it actually got better? Like the plans blew up, but it actually got better. I remember years ago, about 6-7 years ago, I worked at a different church, and we were trying to figure out how to do missions differently. You see, we had done the LA trip. You guys are familiar with that trip. We'd done the LA trip during the summertime, and we felt like we needed to make this move, pardon the pun, to camp, to mix and to move. We needed to go to those camps. And so we were trying to figure out how to do missions differently. And so one of the things we came up with was doing what we called a destination unknown mission trip. And basically what that is you sign up to go on the mission trip and you have no idea where we're going. So us as adults, our staff, we knew, the adult leaders didn't know. And the really fun part was we asked your parents to sign our students up before the parents knew where we were going. It was actually really, really fun. The parents found out the day before we left where we were going because we knew they'd want to know. But we sent them home to pack the students' suitcases, so they had no idea what clothes they had coming with them because we didn't want to tip them off as to where we were going. So we spent the first couple days in Kansas City doing some mission work here locally. And then we got on I-70 West and started moving west through the great state of Kansas. And what was funny was as we got west of Topeka, our students started to all elbow each other and we're like, we're going to Denver. I told you, I knew we were going to Denver. We're going to Denver. And we all kind of sat in the front of the van and chuckled. Because here we stopped at Hays, Kansas for lunch. Now, if you have ever been driving to Colorado, you know Hays because Hays is like the last place you can get gas in Kansas before you get to Denver. So we stopped in Hays and we did not get back on I-70. We turned north and went up about 60 miles north of Hays, Kansas to this little Christian camp. In fact, it's a beautiful camp. I had a picture that I forgot to give to my wife, so I'll post it on social media later. But we had this beautiful Christian camp at this reservoir just north of Hays, Kansas. And we showed up, and we kind of were going to have a retreat in the midst of the mission trip. We were going from kind of one mission spot to another. And we were going to have this retreat just to kind of focus our hearts and minds on Jesus. And when we showed up, nothing was like we thought it was going to be. The weather was going to be bad, so we couldn't do the outdoor stuff. The facilities that we thought we had, we didn't have, and it was all just kind of a mess, and the trip kind of hinged on that everything was going to fall apart. You see, tonight we're starting a series, a 5-week series called Marked, on the life of King David. King David's a guy that existed in the Old Testament. He's one of the most famous people in the Old Testament. He was a famous king. You probably know him more as the guy who killed Goliath in the story David and Goliath that we're going to talk about next week. But over the next 5 weeks, we're going to really dive into David's life and look at kind of the highs and lows of his life, and look at the ways in which God worked through all of the mess of his life and the good parts of his life and all the prosperity that he had, and then ultimately made a massive mistake that coupled with couple other massive mistakes, and his life kind of falls apart. But tonight we're going to look at kind of the plan that David probably had for his life and how God steps in and kind of destroys the plan but changes his life in a great way. The story of David is found in the books 1 and 2 Samuel. They're written by a guy named Samuel. The Bible isn't that creative when it comes to naming books. But Samuel was a prophet from God. Basically what his job was is God would give him a message, and then Samuel was to go out and to share that message with the people that God had called him to go and share a message to. And so at that time, the nation of Israel had a king. They had just had their first king, a guy named Saul. They had gone to God and basically said, hey, God, we want to have a king, because we go to all these other places, and they all have kings, and we want to be cool like they are, so we want a king. And God's like, well, I'm your king. And they're like, yeah, but you're not here, so we want a physical king. And so God gives them Saul, and Saul's okay to start with, and then kind of goes off the deep end. And so God is basically out job searching for his next king. And he goes to Samuel and says, hey, I have the next king of Israel picked out. I need you to go, and I need you to meet with him. You're going to find him. He's in the town of Bethlehem. In fact, Scripture says in 1 Samuel 16, verse 1, that so fill your flask with olive oil and go to Bethlehem. Find a man named Jesse who lives there, for I have selected one of his sons to be my king. So God shows up, or Samuel shows up in the town of Bethlehem, and he finds Jesse, he finds his house, and he walks into his house, and he meets with his family. And he says, God has selected one of you, one of your sons, to be the next king. And you go, okay, well, this is obviously David is one of the sons, so this is his moment. No. You see, David is the youngest of 8 brothers. And the way that things worked, tradition worked in that time, was the firstborn son had the best of everything. He got the biggest inheritance. He became the leader of the family when dad passed away. He was given more than any other. So it would make sense in Jewish tradition that the oldest brother would be the one to be the next king. And so Samuel meets with the oldest brother, and God says, not him. Meets with the second oldest, not him, not him, not him, not him. And he continues down the line. And they get through 7 brothers. And what's interesting about the story as we pick it back up in verse 11 is what happens next. Then Samuel asks, it says in verse 11, are these all the sons you have? There is still the youngest, Jesse replied, but he's out in the field watching the sheep and the goats. Send for him at once, Samuel said. We will not sit down until he arrives. So Jesse sent for him. He was dark and handsome with beautiful eyes, and the Lord said, this is the one, anoint him. You see, there were so many things that David had planned out in his life that God was about to completely change. But what's so interesting about this is David was the last one picked. Have you ever been there in the dodgeball game or the basketball game? David was the last one to be presented. You think about the things working against David, and yet God still used him. He was the youngest brother. We've already covered that. He wasn't a warrior or a military hero. See, if you read the story, David's oldest brother kind of looked like what they would have expected in this time to be their next king. See, kings were typically ones that were dominant on the battlefield. They were great generals. They were leaders of men. They would become kings more or less by their power. And so the oldest brother would have made even more sense, because David's simply a young teenage boy. But yet God chooses him. And then my favorite part, David's not even there. Like, Samuel comes into the house, he tells Jesse, one of your boys is the next to be the king of Israel. And Jesse's like, okay, well, it's got to be one of these 7, because it's certainly not going to be David. And so David's not even present at the meeting. And yet God says, this is the one. So why did God pick the youngest? There's lots of theories. Well, God can show his power when he picks the youngest, right? He picks the smallest, he picks the most meek. But that's actually not the truth. You see, as God is looking at the oldest brother, the oldest son, he says something to Samuel, because Samuel's very confused as to why God's not picking the oldest one. And he says this in verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord doesn't see things the way that you see him. People judge by the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. See, what God's saying to Samuel in this moment is he fits every checklist criteria that you would have of the king, but this is not the one that I have chosen. You see, God sees something deep within David that he doesn't see in the other 7 brothers. You see, God sees in David the ability to trust his faith over the insecurities that he has in his life. See, God sees a willingness to go and do whatever God calls David to do. And you might say, well, I don't see that in the story. No, you don't early on. But we will next week when we talk about David and Goliath. We see David, this young boy, this non-warrior, say, I'll go take on the Philistine, the one you call Goliath, simply because he knows that his God is with him. He doesn't know anything else. He just knows that his God is with him, and that's enough. You see, I think when we look at you and I in our lives, a lot of times when we feel like God is calling us, when he has marked us for a divine purpose, or maybe an easier way to say it is when God is calling us to kingdom work, to do his work, a lot of times we come up with the can't list. We come up with all the reasons that we can't do what God is calling us to. And even as we started to talk about this story, some of you are already firing through your can't list and giving God all the reasons why you can't do kingdom work. See, we say things like, I'm not funny enough. I'm not cool enough. I'm not popular enough. I don't have enough followers on Instagram. I'm not thin enough. I'm not athletic enough. I don't play music well enough. I am not enough. And for all of it, I'm living in a quarantine. What could God possibly use me for in the midst of a global pandemic and in the midst of quarantine? The question I want to ask you tonight is, do you really believe that God isn't aware of your circumstances and your insecurities? Because here's what I believe. I believe we serve a God whose purpose exists for you that's so much bigger than your circumstances. But in the midst of all of that, he understands your circumstances and still has kingdom work for you to do. There is still ways you can serve your family, your siblings, your parents. There's still ways we can serve our community, and we're going to talk about what we can do as a student ministry together to serve our community in just a few minutes. But maybe God isn't looking for you to be enough. Maybe he's simply looking for you to be like David and simply be willing. There's a saying that goes around that I almost hesitated to put on this tonight, as part of this tonight. But it's so good, and there's the reason you see it on bumper stickers and you see it all over the place is because it's really good truth. And the saying goes something like this: God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. And see, if you're watching tonight and you're tuning in and you follow Jesus, you've been called. Welcome. You've been marked. You've been set apart for kingdom work. And so what we need to do tonight is not give God all the reasons that we can't, right? We need to give God, just say simply, God, I am willing. What do you have for me to do? Because when we do that, when we create a willingness, the ability of God to take what we have planned for our lives and take it in a completely different direction absolutely will blow our minds. You see, that mission trip 6 or 7 years ago had the ability to completely destroy our trip. All the circumstances that were around us, all the things we couldn't do, had the ability to destroy our trip. And I'll never forget the meeting as we're sitting around with all the adult leaders. We're like, man, we've got 48 hours at this Christian camp in the middle of nowhere. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. What are we going to do? And one of the proudest moments of my life when it comes to my wife happened in that meeting. You see, because she's not one to grab the spotlight. She's not one to grab the attention. She's one just to kind of sit and listen to what the directive is and to go after it. That's why she loves being in the sound booth and doing what she does. But she stepped up in the middle of that meeting and said, hey, I've looked around. You see, what you need to know about this Christian camp is they're really busy in the summertime. About 8 weeks a year, they're super busy. But in the fall, winter, and spring, they're not really busy. And it's run by a guy, his wife, They're 2 little kids, and the wife is 8.5 months pregnant with their 3rd kid. And they are by themselves for 9 months of the year, 10 months of the year, trying to get this camp ready. And Caitlin simply looked around and went, I've looked around this camp. There is stuff that they need to have done before camp gets here in the summer. And there is no way with just the husband, because mom's got to take care of the family, they can ever get this done. So what would it look like if instead of worrying about we can't go on the ropes course and we can't go on this hike and we can't do this and we can't do that, what would it look like if we just served this family? So that's what we did. Caitlin started helping cooking meals. We started tearing apart old church pews and taking them to the recycling center. We started painting. We just started simply saying, guys, we are a willing group of people. What can we do? And it completely and totally altered the rest, not just those few days, but altered the rest of the trip. I'll never forget as we're getting ready to leave and we're getting ready to go to Denver, oddly enough. As we're getting ready to leave, the husband and the wife coming up to the pastors and the leaders and myself, they had tears in their eyes and they said, what you guys did in 48 hours, it would have taken us 6 months to do. We would have never got it done. And it didn't just alter that moment, it altered the rest of the trip. So we left that place and we're like, what else can we do? What else can we be willing to do? So we drove to a convenience store and we got Lysol wipes and bleach and gloves and masks, all the things we can't buy right now. We got all those things, put them in the back of our van. And we're driving across this little country road called US 36 that goes right across the north part of the state of Kansas. And you know, if you've ever been to rural parts of Missouri or Kansas, you understand this, but every 10, 15 miles, you come to these little farm towns. They'd have like 3 gas stations, a bank, and like that, and they always had a Casey's, oddly enough. But like every place you came to, that was basically the town, was a bank, a city hall, and a couple gas stations. And we would pull over at each gas station. If we were the lead van, you would pull over, and we would stop at the first gas station, the next one go to the next gas station, next one to the next gas station. And we'd have a couple students that would jump out with their masks and gloves on and say, hey, where's your bathrooms? We want to clean them. And getting the looks from these people when we walked in and said, hey, we want to clean your public bathrooms. Can we do it? And we'd go in and we'd spend about 5 minutes and we'd clean up the bathrooms and we'd get in the vans and we'd leave. But the moment that all that changed with that trip was when my wife said, there is work for us to do here. What can we do? We are willing. And I wonder if you've been a person who's struggled to find kingdom work, if maybe the first step is just to simply say, I'm willing, God. And that's a dangerous prayer to pray, guys. That's a dangerous place because you don't know what he's going to do. But here's what I can tell you from 15 to 20 years of experience following Jesus is that when I step forward and simply say, God, I am willing, the places he's taken me, the things he's done in and through me have completely changed my life, every single one of them, for the better. So that's my challenge tonight, is to find the kingdom work that you can do right now, regardless of your circumstances, to eliminate the can't list and to be a member of God's list that is willing. Let's pray. God, I thank you for tonight. I thank you for the story of David. I thank you for a story that was written thousands of years ago, can still be so relevant to us today. And God, it's just this theme across all of Scripture of how you utilize people, not because they're perfect, not because they have it all together, not because they know everything about the Bible, know everything about Jesus, know everything about the Holy Spirit, but they're just simply people who are willing. In fact, the people you use the best are the people who understand their flaws and understand where they're not equipped. So God, I pray for our students as they deal with this idea of quarantine, this idea of being stuck in their homes. God, they will realize that you're still looking for people to do your work. You're still giving us opportunities to do kingdom work. God, I thank you for this time, to open your word, to share with our students. God, be with us this week. We love you and praise things in your name. Amen. Here comes Tim Jarrett with bro, that pizza.
One last piece.
I passed it to Jake and to Sweeten. I'm sure there's none
gone.
left. Yeah, I'm sure
it's toast.
It got attacked. So
I did. I had to put Jake in a headlock for this piece of pizza. So
I mean, it was worth it.
Yep.
Is he still?
I hope he's gonna mute my mic because he's gonna get me
is he
chewing.
Is he passed out though? Because we need him to change cameras.
He's fine.
Okay. Just making sure. Hey, I know you guys have been waiting on this moment for at least 6 days and 23 hours, almost 24 hours. The guys especially, they need their revenge. So students, I promised that I brought you a ringer, and I found the best ringer I could find.
The best.
In this notice. So Chris Chandler is here to represent the guys. And yeah, thank you for social distancing.
Yep. You know.
And because she is the undefeated world champion belt holder.
Champion belt holder.
I don't know what other superlatives I can give you.
Emphasize on the belt holder.
It says belt holder. She's actually got it on her Instagram profile now that says just Keely Rains
Follow me.
belt holder. At Keely Rains, right?
At Keely Rains.
It's that
As simple
easy.
as that.
It's that simple. You can who you've always wanted to follow, I'm sure. So Chris Chandler is here. What's your Instagram handle, Chris?
You know what? Don't know. Just look me up.
You liar.
I think it's just Chris Chandler.
I
Is it?
think.
I think so.
So what we did is we didn't
can't
find
see
a
my
ringer.
facial expressions,
We just
but
found
yeah,
the two people with the simplest Instagram handles we could find.
Let's go.
So but Chris is here, and Chris, are you ready for Chicken Clash?
Chicken what?
Chicken Clash.
You know what? You would not tell me what I was supposed to do, so I don't know if I am prepared.
Oh, you're prepared. You're prepared.
All right, let's go. Let's get
All
it.
right, so we're going to ask Keely. When you hear that
That
noise,
scared
you know
me.
it's time. You know it's time. So we're going to ask
You
Keely.
know
and
something crazy about to happen.
I'm going to move. We're going to ask Keely and Chris to come over here. Chris, come over to this side. Keely's going to stand. No, you stand right here. Stand right here. Stand right here. Yep. There you go. Okay. So in just a second, Jake's going to spin a wheel on the TV screen.
Okay.
And this wheel is going to determine your fate. I mean, what challenge
Fate.
you're going to do to win. So basically, Chris, if you haven't seen this, but if the guys win, they get free Chick-fil-A the first week we get to meet back in
Sweet,
this
yeah.
space. But I'll be honest with you, John Brashear, he
I heard it was bad.
He
Get
let
it
us
done.
down.
I heard it was bad.
There's a reason you're here and he's
Yep.
not. I mean,
We
I'm
love
going to
you,
be honest
John,
with you. So the current scoreboard is 1-0, girls to guys. So we need you to
You know what?
game.
You know what?
Uh-oh.
Mask off. Let's go.
Okay.
No more
Now I
social
gotta be
distancing.
6 feet
Yep.
away.
Let's go.
All right. So
That's how serious I am about winning this for the guys.
I'm going to have to get out of the shot. Okay,
Okay.
close enough. Anyway,
what
so
it is.
we're going to spin. Jake, can we get the wheel up on the TV screen here?
Am I in the way?
Yep.
Okay.
Here, come closer to me. Come here. Come yonder. Huh? What?
Oh, it's not on the screen.
Well, this is what happens when you do live TV. This is why all churches record, except we're cooler and do live. So, you know what? I'm just going to make up a challenge
Oh no.
out of the clear blue sky. I'm just going to.
I feel like we're about to get
gonna-
played. I don't
just
think
gonna make it up.
there
out of the
was
clear
no
blue
wheel.
Sky. So
There never was a wheel.
There never was a wheel?
There's no wheel.
okay, what you want? So spin the wheel, and then
okay.
Mike is going to tell us what we're doing. So Jake, spin the wheel.
Can we do some music? Louder.
And I would walk 500 miles. What is it?
The anticipation is killing me.
Blow up a balloon until it pops.
Oh no. Well,
I don't
I
have-
couldn't have the mask for that, so.
I don't have balloons. Anybody got?
All right, who is running this?
Oh.
Micah has balloons. Oh,
Whoa,
my-
coming in
Lord.
hot.
All right. Well, he's a Colts fan. He wouldn't know what a good quarterback looks like. So
Receivers right
we
here,
understand.
man.
We understand. Yep.
Come
Okay.
on, Luck.
Can you put some gloves on before I like?
No, I'm actually gonna lick the balloon before. I actually, to make it easier for you guys, I actually pre-blew these up and then let them, so you wouldn't have to stretch it out or anything. So that's not true at all.
There,
I
he
can
pri-
grab
he
it.
primed
Okay,
him.
grab a
Yeah.
balloon. Good Lord.
Listen, man.
Listen, man. Listen. Oh, both red. I like. Hey, you've themed it well.
Okay.
With Chicken Clash. So, Chris, I'm gonna take your microphone.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll hand sanitize it. And then on the count of 3, I'm gonna backwards from 3. I'm gonna go. And here's the deal: you don't win until it blows up in your face.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, this
I
is-
know how I feel.
this
I had
is-
a weird dream about this, I think, actually. Eating pizza, watching
Tim and I are
people.
gonna sit on the couch and eat pizza while you guys do this. All right, you ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Chris off to the early start. The early start.
I'm scared.
Making your opponent laugh is a strategy. I like it.
Iron Lungs Chandler, come on.
Shouldn't have smoked all those years. Chris did not smoke. I'm just kidding, kids. Make Keely laugh.
Oh,
I
my.
hope these balloons. I hope they actually pop.
Oh, my.
They might not.
I can't. That's it.
Hey, Chris wins.
Hey, yeah, man. Man, that scared me a lot.
Chris, well done. Way to tie it up. Way to tie it up for the guys.
I get Chick-fil-A now?
Maybe. I mean, you got to be able to breathe first.
Do I have to keep coming back until I...
Maybe. You won, so the tradition is Keely will be replaced next week. And Chris, we're going to need the belt, Keely, so I need you to bring that next week. Yeah,
Also,
thank you.
4-strike gate is over. It's officially pinned. Popping the balloon gate has begun.
Yeah, so you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. I mean, to be fair, Chris's balloon was bigger. I mean, to be fair.
Have you noticed that the ratio is like 3-to-1, girls and guys? I'm already off to like an unfair
we
advantage.
don't play the ratio game here. So
We don't mess with numbers and
So, Micah, am I led to believe
KMSs.
that we cannot do the Chipotle gift card? Or at least I can't see. Chicken clash is over. That chicken won't shut up. You know, I bought a live chicken for this. He's sitting in the cage in the back. We've got him mic'd up. Just, every now and then he just goes nuts.
that's not true.
Students will see it. So you're going to communicate to me who wins. Okay, so Jake, so here's how we did this. Hang on. Here's how we did this. If you voted for our new after show, which will premiere either tomorrow or Friday,
Or
it's coming.
Saturday.
If you voted as part of the vote yesterday between Socially Distant with Jake and Micah, and Jake and Micah Save the World, which was our students' win. Braden, congratulations.
Great names, by the way.
But Socially Distant with Jake and Micah did win. But if you voted, you are in the drawing for here it is right there. Look at that. You are in the drawing for the Chipotle gift card. So Jake, if you are ready, let's pick a winner.
Spin that.
Fire it.
thing.
It's spinning.
Spinning.
Tatum Sharfin. But you see, here's the problem. Melena's going to be ticked.
well,
And there's not going to be enough money for them to share. So
that's okay. Which one's older?
I don't remember. They're on the tech. Hey, just remind it. I think it's. I don't want to say because I don't want to be wrong. I don't know. One of them's older.
Congratulations.
Like minutes. So Tatum,
way to go.
congrats. I mean, some of the kingdom work we just talked about, maybe giving Chipotle to your sister. Just an idea.
Doesn't have to be. though.
Doesn't have to be. Does not have to be. Next thing we're going to announce is our winner. And this was a dominant performance.
She came to win.
It was. She was not playing around with this. This is the best win I've seen thus far. Maya King is the distance trivia winner. Maya knows her distances. I bet
She knows.
I bet she's carrying around a ruler at 6 feet and just
She's got a
get
shirt
away
that
from
says
me.
KMS.
Yeah.
I know what KMS means.
I know what the Kms are. That's awesome. So,
Way to go.
hey, we are pumped that you are with us tonight. Oh, we got to go. I was long tonight. My bad. We got a couple things we're going to send you off with. The first thing, I missed this earlier, so just to update you guys, I keep giving you camp updates. Here's what you need to know. Camp's going to happen, okay? There's the good news. Good news, great news. It's going to be really good news regardless. So camp is going to happen in one of two ways, just like we've always had it or not like we've always had it. And there's details that we're figuring out and coming up with. We've got options. But here's what I want you to know tonight. Camp is going to happen, whether that's in Lee Summit here at our church, whether it's in Lincoln, Nebraska, or Edmond, Oklahoma, whether it's in your homes, camp is going to happen. So if you sign up, camp will happen. You will be a part of it. So get signed up. Parents, please get them signed up. You will not want to miss it. You're either going to get Rob Jones or you're going to get Tim Jarrett. It's a win-win. I do not
That's
see.
I might grow a beard.
We might get him to wear a cowboy hat. I don't know.
Well.
I don't think you're going to grow a beard. I've seen you try and grow a mustache.
Listen,
It's
I can do it.
It doesn't happen. The other thing, the after show I already talked about will be coming either Thursday or Friday. We'll see. Jake and Micah have some great ideas. Excited about that. And then one other thing you're going to see in your email, in your Instagram. That's probably it. We are going to collect. We miss your faces, so we're actually going to collect. We want you to take selfies, and we're going to create a little Flickr account where you can send those in, and then we're going to cover this back wall in your beautiful faces. So have fun with your selfie. Take selfies with your dog, not with your cat, because they're satanic. You know what would be great? Take selfies of you eating Chick-fil-A, and then it will be like Tim has a bunch of people
We'll put that over
eating
there.
Chick-fil-A right behind him.
Nope.
It'll be hilarious.
That one will not go near me.
So be looking for that tomorrow. We'll send that out to you guys. That is all I got. Tim, any final thoughts?
What a show.
He's a man of few
Week
words.
4.
Week 4, check. But head to your guys' groups. If you don't know where you're going for your group, go to reachingthesummit.com/Zoom. We love you guys. We will see you next time. Have a good week.